In this episode on YC Test Drive, Gear 2 seems to work well with the 4.5 LandCruiser in these terrains. Driving becomes tactical as Grandpa gives directions in these reeds. We pass through my hometown Katima Mulilo, and the amount of solar on buildings, I'm impressed. Okay, let me quickly pause it here for a minute. If you are watching this video and you are not subscribed, why? Subscribe to YC Test Drive YouTube channel, it's for free. I'll make more videos for you and turn on your notification bell. Let me show you where we are in Africa, Namibia, bordering a couple of countries such as South Africa, Botswana, Angola and Zambia. Zooming in into the Caprivi Strip, now known as the Zambezi region. This is exactly where I come from, my hometown Katima Mulilo. And zooming in exactly to the floodplain areas. So everything that you see around here, all these blue colors that you see is water. Right at the edge of the border between Namibia and Zambia is the Zambezi River. Zooming in, all these tributaries, these are water and these are all floodplain areas. Zooming in into the village, this is exactly where we come from. This is exactly where we traveled through. The aerial view of my village. And if you are seeing this for the first time, then you have to look for the first, second and third episode before you continue with this video to understand where we are right now. Filling up the tractor. That you are pouring anything on my hands. Finally, we have fuel we needed for the tractor. Filling up the tractor. We are going with it. Those guys are just busy checking up. Just making sure clips are clipped in. Uncle Clint cleaning some tires, making sure the tire wheels are balanced. See, that's how I also look. That's how I look. That's how I also look. Just look at me. Right here, going all the way here. I'm just like that. Everyone looks like that. Look at that man how he looks. Everyone was rushing as we were running out of time, and this was time for us to leave. We then got to a place where we spent over 2 hours last night. It was around 8 o'clock last night when we passed through here. The scars from our yesterday's battles is clearly visible and it says it all. This is where we got stuck yesterday, in here. So today we just built somewhere there, and then we'll be going out. We are trying now. The sun is about to set. Quite late to tackle this today. It will be a hard one. Surprisingly enough, here we made it with ease. But here, if you remember here last night, I asked Grandpa. What time, Grandpa? What's the time?
The time?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me check.
Check on your phone.
It's almost, let me see. It's 1901.
1901. So it's 7 o'clock. We are still on our way going home. In one of the previous episodes, we were stuck here last night as we were going home. And this was the time to make sure that we do not get stuck. But ladies and gentlemen, these are different terrains. The thick grass that is on top of this mud water brings in a new different challenge. The Prado floats on top of this grass. The wheels are spinning without touching the ground. The slipperiness of the grass, it makes it very hard for the Prado to fight forward. With all 4x4 settings activated, the Prado fights going forward. It pulls the trailer with power. But these terrains, these with grass, it's so slippery. And it's very hard for the Prado to get some grip. This was the time to call in the big boys, the tractor, to come and do a rescue. And with all chains hooked in right places, it's now time for the tractor to show its power. The tractor really makes life easy for everyone, because back then we would be pushing the car on our shoulders. But this time everyone is a spectator as we watch the tractor does its dues. It's amazing on how the tractor does it with ease, pulling the Prado with its trailer, doing it like a tortoise. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Toyota 4.5 LandCruiser, the driver set himself up. He reverses back, to get some momentum, as this terrain you need to tackle them in gear 2 with this machine. With water on hot exhaust pipe, the 4.5 looks like it's on fire. Gear 2 seems to be a trick to its success in these terrains. My navigator, Grandpa, as he points the directions on where to go. It is so slippery and there are some tight spaces between these wheels. You can hear the 4-liter V6 roar. It roars like a lion. The 4.5 fighting behind us in the second gear. We've just realized that gear 2 is actually the perfect for this kind of terrains. Gear 1 wouldn't work as it's too low. And gear 3 is just too high for this kind of terrains. With mud being too soft because of the Toyota Prado and its trailer, this posed a tough challenge for a Toyota 4.5 LandCruiser. And now the 4.5 is also stuck.
You have a puncture! So we just made it to the other side and then we are waiting for the tractor. The tractor is the one that's bailing everyone out here. You can have the best 4x4 you can have here, but here, in these lanes, it's not a job.
Eventually the tractor catches up with us after being left behind for some time. These are the challenges and the reason we brought the tractor to escort us halfway. And from here on, we have to be on our own.
So this is the first time the cruiser has been bailed out today. So both of us, we are getting bailed out. The tractor, it seems like it's struggling. My other grandfather, he's the driver. Let me zoom in. There he is. He's the driver. Okay, Grandpa says he wants to go the other side.
The 4.5 has ran over the chain, pulling it, and any movement forward by the tractor will rip off the front tire.
It's a hassle.
After unhooking the chain, it was now time for the tractor to drive back as it was getting late. From here on, situations got very tough. Tougher than when we were going, because it got very dark quite early and we still had to change a flat tire.
I think this is why the LandCruiser struggled, because of the flat tire.
To make it worse, we had 2 flat tires on the 4.5 LandCruiser. Unfortunately, we could not film the ordeal as it was dark and we got in Katima.
Grandpa, what's the time? What's the time?
What's the time here? I don't know.
Here's your phone.
It's 12:44.
12 hours.
00:44.
So that's midnight, 12:44. We just arriving. If you look at me, just look at how I look. My grandfather looks like this. I feel pitiful. Look at his head. That's our roads. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm waking up in Katima. Quite exhausted. We only slept very late last night. We arrived very late last night. This was challenging. This was very, very challenging. Let me show you how the Prado looks like first before I take you to the 4.5 LandCruiser. Alright? Here is the Prado. Just look at that. The windows actually, I pulled them down from the front. That's how it looks like. Look at the trailer. Before we travel, we need to get it washed because you cannot pass Murulani with a dirty car. They might think you are bringing foot and mouth on the other side. We have to make sure that they are cleaned before we leave. Look at that. Look at that. So look at how it looks like. It's just a mess. Look at that. Everywhere. Everywhere. Here's how he looks like. Look at that. So unfortunately, yesterday we struggled a bit with this one because we had flat tire. That's one of the things. We had 2 flat tires, which is something quite unusual. This is how it is. It's completely in a mess. So this was the second flat tire that we got yesterday. The other one there, it got flat as well. So we didn't have plugs and things like that to fix the tire. And I can tell you now, a plan we made to fix this tire to get here. It's amazing. That's how you need to get yourself flexible and used, really, because it's not easy. And we even hit a tree yesterday. It's car slippery in the muddy, and then it went, and then the tree went in here, and then it was hooked into the bumper here. So those are all the struggles. So that needs some panel beating right. The bumper needs to be tightened a little bit. Alright, that's how it is. Okay, just after freshening up, we are just about to leave to the city, to the jungle, concrete jungle. Concrete jungle. The trailer is somehow clean from how it was. Let me show you how the Prado looks like. That's set, ready to go. We are set. We're about to leave.
Katima Mulilo, my hometown, situated on the banks of the Zambezi River. This town has an elevation of 950 meters above the sea level, with a population of over 28,000 inhabitants from the 2011 statistics. Katima Mulilo, the capital of the Zambezi region. This town is so rich in different ethnic groups, such as the Masubia, the Mafwe, the Totela, the Mbalangwe, the Mayei, the Mbukushu, and also the San community. In my own point of view, even though progress has been very slow in my hometown, there has been some development which is visible when you look around. A number of supermarkets have been introduced in this town, with a couple of small malls that have been built that shows progress. Katima Mulilo has a lushy riverine vegetation, which is more tropical with tropical birds and monkeys. It looks quite dry at this moment, but during rainy season, this place becomes really nice and green. Katima Mulilo records over 650 millimeters of rain every year, and I'll show you how it looks like during rainy season. Just before we leave, it was time to stop by Winela's Shell service station to fill up, to check the tire pressure, check the oil, and also check the water for the wiper. While we are at the service station, Grandpa also pulls over in a VW Polo. This gave him a chance to come say goodbye to his boys and mans.
Passenger 20. Nguri onke tinende nayo. How Sukulu?
Mutondo wanga nani kumwe na
Okay.
muriano wari kangi kukuza.
Alright.
Naga wamuyeno baba muriano wari kangi kukuza.
Kukuza. Okay.
The next town from here is Rundu, which is more than 500 kilometers away. If you like this video, please subscribe to YC Test Drive YouTube channel. That will help me make more good videos for you. See you in my next video and thank you for watching.